It is time once again for Lakin Bronx football on LakinSports.com and Lakin Bronx Sports on YouTube. Brett and Sandy Hendricks welcome you to tonight's live video stream of Lakin Bronx football, so pull your cinch tight and hang on for the ride. Lakin Bronx live video coverage is brought to you by the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank, the agency of Lakin and Garden City, Flashbacks Diner of Lakin, Lakin Drug, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wechter, the Golden Plains Credit Union, the Lakin Recreation Commission, along with Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, the Kearney County Community Development Ralph Goodnight, Hendricks Welding Brad Hendricks, Lakin Hay and the Lakin Dairy Fred Ritzema, D-Bach Metals Dwayne Bachman, and the Stampede. To the booth we go now with the voice of the Lakin Bronx, Mr. Brett Hendricks.
And a good Friday evening. Welcome to LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. I'm Brett Hendricks. Thanks for joining us tonight for Bronx football. Tonight we're on the road for the final game of our regular season as the Bronx are on the road at Lewis Field at Fort Hays State University, and they're getting set to battle the Monarchs of TMP Marion. Looks like we got a little problem with our scoreboard set up already, so we'll try to make some changes to that and see if we can make that work. But tonight, a beautiful night for football here at Lewis Field. Sun is setting to our west, but we're high above the field on the west side of the stadium facility, and it's going to be a gorgeous night tonight. The Bronx 5-2 on the season. The Monarchs are 5-2 on the season. Well, I think I said 5-2 for the Bronx. There we go. I can't remember anything already. But our pregame sponsor tonight is Flashbacks Diner of Lakin.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Socks at Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50 Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with ice cream treats like the traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Socks at the one and only fantastic Flashbacks Diner, Highway 50 Lakin.
Big thanks to Flashbacks Diner and all the great sponsors that make LakinSports.com and Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. Our coaches interview, sponsored by Gwen Wechter and Shelter Insurance, East Highway 50 in Lakin.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides.
Oh, classic convertible.
And have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo.
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
Love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
And welcome back to LakinSports.com. Tonight, the Bronx are on the road at Lewis Field at Fort Hays State University to battle the Thomas More Prep Marion Monarchs in district play, the final regular season game of the season. We're now joined by Bronx head coach Chris Bamberger. And Coach, last week, a real nice win, a good feel-good win on senior night. And we talked about how games like that the kids will remember, but that was a fun night.
Yeah, I think anytime that you can get a win, it's a positive thing, and it was an opportunity for them to play, senior night on their, their home field, and obviously feel good walking off the field after that one.
Last week, a balanced attack as the Bronx defeated Syracuse, but as a coach, I know you had to be happy that the Bronx scored in every aspect of the game: defense, special teams, and on offense.
Yeah, going into the game, we challenged the kids. We felt like some of our special teams we've been maybe either close or we get one called back or, something like that. And so we challenged them to go ahead and do that again. Obviously the punt block was big for us. The kickoff return for a touchdown, we get called back. That was a little bit frustrating, but, the kids, they responded, and hopefully, it's something that will, get them excited again this week because we're playing a good football team, and you're going to need those kind of big momentum swings in a good game like this.
And the one play that really set the tone last week was the opening kick. Syracuse gets the opening kick. First hit pops up straight in the air. Alan Martinez almost walked into the end zone with it, but Bronx 1st and 10 from the 12. But got to like the way that really set the tone, I think, of how that game was going to go.
Yeah, I mean, if you could script it, that's how you would have scripted it. You know, as a coach, you just say, man, either we're going to return it and we want to house it, or we want to kick off and we want to knock it out and score, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, obviously that was exciting to start the game that way, and it definitely swings the momentum in your favor right away.
Well, we're in week 8 now. And, gosh, I'll tell you what, it just seems like a week ago we were talking about the opener against Elkhart. But for the most part last week, the Bronx were healthy. Tonight, going to be without one of your starters. Alan Martinez not going to go tonight. But still, injuries this time of year start to mount. But for the most part, the Bronx have been relatively healthy.
Yeah, you know, I think fairly fortunate, obviously. You know, this week we got bit pretty good, and you know, we're going to be down a few guys. You think about it, we've kind of been down guys most of the season. It's just, you know, I guess kids that have been put into those positions have responded well and handled the positions pretty well. So, you know, like any week, you know, you move guys around. For us with a small roster and not a ton of depth, we move a lot of people around to, you know, fill in different positions. But, you know, I like the mentality that the kids went to practice with, and, you know, their intentions of learning the position, and so hopefully they can put it on the field tonight.
And the thing about it is, it's an old cliche of next man up. But the thing about it is, and with your program every year, you have an opportunity. You get a lot of the younger players in. So maybe it's next man up mentality, but it's also a chance for some experience.
Yeah, you know, and I think, you know, with our numbers, you know, since I've been here, numbers have always been maybe fairly low, or, you know, at that point we've had a lot of opportunities, I guess, if you want to look at it a positive way, to play a lot of young players. And, you know, so I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. You know, you get kids on the field. Obviously, you want to take care of them and keep them healthy for their career, but you'd like to think that, you know, snaps early in your career as a freshman and sophomore, as many as they get to play, it's got to pay off for them somewhere down the line as a junior and a senior.
Oh, and it definitely has to. And like you said, you know, some players that get a lot of playing time as freshmen, and Coulter Oldham's one of those he has started from the outset. And the thing about it is, it's only going to make him better as he goes on through the years. Mm-hmm. And there's been a lot of the other freshmen as well. But speaking of freshmen, now you're going to start 2 freshmen in the backfield tonight.
Yeah, you know, Coulter obviously is going to have a huge role tonight. Big ask of him. But you know what? He's a kid. He's a competitor. He loves to compete. He loves sports. And so I think he really relishes those challenges. I think he really likes them. He takes them on, and he's a very coachable kid with a great attitude. And so, you know, I'm confident that, you know, he's gonna do what we need from him there.
Your opponent tonight, the Monarchs of Thomas More Prep, Marion, come in with an identical 5-2 record, but they lost a heartbreaker last week against Cimarron, losing 11-8. But in that team, the Bronx are facing another one of those dual threat quarterbacks, over 500 yards rushing, over 500 yards passing. So just like the Cimarron quarterback was a couple weeks ago, he's going to be a handful.
Yes, he absolutely is. He was definitely a handful for us last year,
yeah.
and he'll give us all we want tonight as far as what, you know, he's going to give us, you know, running and throwing the ball. And they've got a very you know, a group of kids that he can spread the ball around to. He's got some talented guys on the perimeter. He's got talented guys behind him. He's got a good offensive line. They just have a very good team. Going to be a very well coached team. So got a lot of challenges.
Tonight, the Bronx, this is the second all-time meeting. Of course, last year against TMP was the first ever meeting between these schools. But this is a big game. The winner of this game gets a home game next week. And if that doesn't get a team excited, I don't know what could.
You know, we've talked about that a lot this week, you know, trying to get the mentality right. You know, this time of year, you know, you can have, you worry about the stamina, the mental stamina of the kids. You hope that, you know, they stay locked in and focused. And we kept reminding them, you know, you guys, we have a lot to play for still. You know, we might be down a starter or two here and there, and definitely moving guys around. But, you know, we've got a lot to play for, an opportunity to, you know, earn another home game, and we got a good football team that we're going to match up with, and, you know, we're a really neat stadium and atmosphere that they get to play in. And so, you know, I'd like to think that we're excited for this opportunity.
And you talk about the atmosphere in the stadium. not very many kids get to this level, especially at a high school, to play their home games like TMP plays their home games here at Lewis Field. But for the Bronx to come up here and play in a facility, it'll definitely be a memory for them. But it's always nice to, it's great to play at home in the friendly confines. But when you can play in a facility like this on the college level, it's quite a thrill.
Yeah. I hope they take advantage of the opportunity.
Hey, I love it as myself. I'm up here in a great press box, a great view down there, and through the years I've had the opportunity of sitting in some really nice press boxes. I've had some opportunities to sit in some really crappy spots, but you know what? I'm thrilled as myself, so it's got to be thrilling for the kids, definitely.
Absolutely.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful night. There's not a wind not a flag blowing out there. The wind, the temperature in the 70 degrees. I'll tell you what, for nearing the end of October, you can't beat weather like this for a football game.
My goodness, I think, like I said, if we could order it, this is probably what we would order. It's absolutely gorgeous out.
It is. Well, Coach, best of luck tonight against the Monarchs, and hopefully we'll get a chance to visit with you after the game. We might have you come up here.
Okay.
Because I think we're going to be a little bit limited, and Jared might leave me and may not be back in time.
Sure.
So best of luck tonight,
Yep.
and as
Thanks,
always,
Brett.
thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
No problem. Thank you, Brett. We appreciate you being here.
You bet, Coach. Once again, that's Coach Chris Bamberger. The Bronx is set to battle the TMP Marion Monarchs here at Lewis Field at Fort Hays State University. We're going to take a time out. When we come back, we'll continue with our pregame right after this.
A lot of action on the street today, huh, Willie?
Yep. Oh, check out the German V8.
Good car.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Ooh, 64 dream car.
At Shelter Insurance, we insure all your favorite rides
Oh, classic convertible.
and have since 1946.
Sweet pickup. Hiya, Muggsy.
Yo,
From Hot Wheels to hybrids, we've got you covered.
Hey, mailman.
love those shoes.
Hey, where you going?
Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
And a big thank you to Shelter Insurance, Gwen Wechter, the big red, white, and blue sign, East Highway 50 in Lakin. Our League Outlook brought to you by Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
And here's what's going on around the High Plains League and the area. This is week 8 of our high school football season. Let's look back at week 7, some results from the area, other teams in the High Plains League. Sedgwick was all over Elkhart by the score of 56-6. Wichita Independent a 2-0 forfeit over Sublette. And if I heard right, Sublette was actually winning that football game, but due to multiple injuries, forfeited the rest of the football game. They had, from what I understood, they had 3 major injuries to members of their football team and decided enough's enough and suffered a 2-0 forfeit at the hands of the Panthers of Wichita Independent. Conway Springs all over Stanton County by the score of 65-0. In 8-man action, Wichita County 66, Spearville 20. And in District 7, this is our district here that the Bronx play in, Ellis all over Southwestern Heights 52-0. A good one in Cimarron, the Blue Jays defeating TMP by the score of 11-8. So a real good one there last week against Cimarron. And of course our game, you saw it right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube and LakinSports.com. Lakin 45, Syracuse 12. Some good games, some big games in week 8 this week. Remington 3-3, they travel to Elkhart. Elkhart is 4-3. Oakley, the Plainsmen 2-5 at Sublette, 1-6. Stanton County 2-4, they travel to Wichita Independent. The Panthers are 1-6. In 8-man action, South Gray 4-2 on the season. They are at Wichita County. Wichita County 5-2 on the year. And here in District 7, Cimarron 6-1. They're just 15 miles to the west of us here. They are at Ellis, and the Railroaders are 2-4. Southwestern Heights Mustangs 1-6 at Syracuse. The Bulldogs are 1-6 as well. And our game here tonight, a battle of 2 5-2 teams, the Bronx and the Monarchs of Thomas More Prep Marion. That's our league outlook, brought to you by Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas.
They said this place was too isolated to call home. They said it was too remote to build a community. And then one day, a farmer strung a copper wire from one fence post to another and changed everything. We didn't build the communities of Southwest Kansas. No, we just brought them together.
What's happening this week at Lakin High School brought to you by the Stampede. And we talk about the Stampede every week, how great an organization they are in their support for not only Lakin High School athletics, but also all activities going on, not just Lakin High School, but all throughout Lakin schools. So the Stampede, if you don't know a lot about them, grab a member and find out what good things, and if you're not a member, find out what you can do to join in and help. But a great organization that supports Lakin High School activities and athletics. This past week at Lakin High School, this fall seasons are slowly starting to wind down a little bit. Not a lot of activities on our docket, but last Saturday, High Plains League Volleyball Tournament at Lakin, and congratulations to the Lady Broncs. They defeated Wichita County for their third straight High Plains League Tournament Championship. The Lady Broncs swept through pool play, defeated Elkhart in the semifinals, and then Wichita County in the finals. So congratulations to head coach Darcy Calkins and the Lakin Lady Broncs on their third straight High Plains League Volleyball Championship. This past Monday at the 321A State Golf Tournament at Heston, Allie Mead shot a 103 on Monday and a 104 on Tuesday for a two-day total of 207. Did not finish in the medals, but congratulations, Allie. That's a great start. She's got a couple more years to get back to state and improve on those scores, and I guarantee you she will. So congratulations to Allie Mead on representing Lakin at the 321A State Golf Tournament in Heston. Tomorrow, the High Plains League's, the 3A Sub-State Volleyball Tournament is in Lakin tomorrow. Lakin 28-9 on the season. They are the number 4 seed, and they face Hugoton at 3 o'clock. The tournament does start at 2 o'clock, but Lakin plays at 3. And, of course, you can see all that action as long as Lakin is still alive in the tournament. You can see all the action right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. And the 3A cross-country meet also in Lakin tomorrow at the Lakin Golf Course. The races start at 10 a.m. So get out and support the cross-country teams. And then when you're done there, head to the Lakin Middle School gym and support the Lakin Lady Bronx volleyball team as they embark on their quest to get back to the 3A State Volleyball Tournament. This week at Lakin High School brought to you by the Stampede. Our starting lineups and keys to the game brought to you by Lakin Hay and Lakin Dairy.
Fred Ripsema established the Lakin Dairy in 1997 and is now a leading producer of high-quality milk for human consumption. The Lakin Dairy is proud to be a big part of the Kearney County economy and community. With fantastic, dedicated, and hard-working employees, the Lakin Dairy prospers in the heart of, as Fred calls it, the Midwest Feed Shed. Always supporting the Lakin High School students, the Lakin Dairy, a verified premium operation, is honored to call Kearney County home at lakindairy.com on the internet.
And our starting lineups tonight for the Bronx, 5-2 on the season. I don't have any starters for TMP Marion, but we'll grab some players as we go. Starting for Lakin at center is Omar Gonzalez. He wears number 65. He is a senior. At right guard, Darian Edgington wearing number 58. He is a junior. At left guard is number 56, a junior, Draven Shavira. At right tackle, Cedar Brown wears number 52. He is a senior. And at left tackle, wearing number 64, a junior, Caden Mings. At the wideout positions, wearing number 4, a senior, Tyler Tarpley. And on the other side, wearing number 20, a senior, Curtis Beam. This is where the changes start for the Bronx tonight. Starting at fullback for the injured Alan Martinez, wearing number 15, a freshman, Coulter Oldham. At one slot back, wearing number 11, a senior, Connor Hudson. And making his first start for the Bronx, wearing number 12, a freshman, Ross Ryder. The quarterback, of course, is Servando Gonzalez. He is a senior, wearing number 3. The coaches for the Bronx, the head coach, Chris Bamberger. The assistant coaches, Chris Pollard, Travis Johnson, Wyatt Giroux, and Bryce Simon. Of course, our starting lineups brought to you by Lakin Hay. And keys to the game. One key is, I hope I don't screw this up tonight. I'm winging it by myself. Jared's with me, but I do want to send out happy birthday wishes to Jared. Today is his birthday, and where he went to school at Fort Hays State a couple years ago, he's got a lot of friends up here, and I told him, you know what, you help me haul it to the top and go see some of your friends. So I think I can do it. It's multitasking. We'll see if I'm up to the task, but I don't see that we're going to have a problem tonight. But once again, want to wish Jared a happy birthday. I won't tell you how old he is, but we'll just put it this way. He's young. So Jared's going to enjoy his birthday tonight, and I'm all for it. So we'll do it. We'll make good here. So the reason I said that, I don't get his keys to the game. So you won't hear his input, but he'll be back with us probably next week or whenever we need him. But I just decided, hey, it's only your birthday once a year, and he's been calling games for us for a few weeks, so go out and enjoy yourself. Keys to the game tonight is, as they always are, Lakin will not be able to make mistakes against this football team tonight. TMP's quarterback, Cade Harris, is a multifaceted quarterback. Over 500 yards rushing on the ground, over 500 yards through the air. So he's definitely going to be a handful, and he has scored six touchdowns through the air, and I believe it's 8 touchdowns on the ground. So he's accounted for 14 touchdowns. So he's going to be a handful, as he was last year at Lakin when TMP came to Lakin and defeated the Bronx in district play. Second ever meeting tonight between the Bronx and the Monarchs. But the Bronx making the trip to Hays tonight. And I'll tell you what, this is nice. Great press box here at Fort Hays State University, Lewis Field. And the team on the other side, TMP, down below us here going through their final warm-ups. Tonight was senior night for TMP. So they had a big, long line out there on the field for their pregame, their senior introductions. So we're getting set to go here. The Bronx and the Monarchs live from Lewis Field here in Hays. And believe it or not, I cannot believe this, but I got through the starting lineups. I got through all this pile of paper with 5 minutes to spare. So the one thing that we don't have is here in the press box at Lewis Field, the windows don't open. So we don't get the atmosphere. I could hear the band playing through the cracks and, out through the glass, but don't get a chance to hear the crowd noise and anything like that. Won't be able to hear the public address announcer either. So, but still a great vantage point. I'll tell you what, this is sweet. So I'll tell you what, while we have time, we're just going to hit the laundry list. I want to thank J.D. Ham for all he does for LakinSports.com, and we wish J.D. the best. Hope you're getting better. J.D.'s been battling some issues the past couple of weeks. So, J.D., keep doing what you're supposed to, and we'll get you back soon. And you remember my diagnosis the other day. It still stands, so that'll help you get better. So until then, take care, my friend, and we're going to play the laundry list that J.D. put together for us.
Lakin Sports has been bringing you Lakin High School sports on the internet for many years and is proud of sharing Lakin High School events with you. Without the great support of the businesses that sponsor Lakin Sports, this would have not been possible. A huge thank you goes out to the Lakin Recreation Commission, Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, the Kearney County Community Development, Ralph Goodnight, Hendricks Welding, Brad Hendricks, Lakin Hay and the Lakin Dairy, Fred Ritzema, and the Stampede, along with the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank, the Agency of Lakin and Garden City, Flashbacks Diner of Lakin, Lakin Drug, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wechter, and the Golden Plains Credit Union. Thank you, sponsors, and thank you for watching and making Lakin Sports such a huge success. LakinSports.com, the home of Lakin High School sports.
I doubt you could hear it through the glass, but that was the national anthem played by the TMP High School Band. And I better get that plugged in or we're going to lose everything. Had a computer, hadn't had plugged in, had the wire, the cord run down there, but didn't have it plugged in. There we go. We should be good to go now. Glad I get those mornings. Our pregame sponsor has been Flashback's Diner of Lakin. We'll be back.
Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Socks at Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin. Fantastic burgers, Coney and Chicago hot dogs, Philly, steak, BLT, and chicken sandwiches, along with traditional banana split, sundaes, shakes, malts, and cones. Dine in or carry out. Flashback to the days of Bebop and Bobby Socks at the one and only fantastic Flashback's Diner, Highway 50, Lakin.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. The captains are on the field. Cedar Brown, Tyler Tarpley, Curtis Beam, and Junior Gonzalez. The captains for the Bronx tonight. Captains for TMP are Matthew Hess and Bryce Seib. Bronx in the all whites tonight on the road. Purple letters and numbers trimmed in gold with the purple helmet. TMP, the all blues, white letters and numbers. And the coin toss going on as we speak. Javian Granado, our cameraman tonight. We want to thank him for filling in for us. So they flipped the coin, but I haven't seen any indication of what we're doing. Okay, now they're going to have them switch. I never saw any indication from the official. The TMP won the toss, and they will defer to the second half, so the Bronx will receive the opening kickoff, and they will defend the goal to the north and to our left as we start this contest. Our first quarter tonight brought to you by the Agency of Lakin.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agency today at 620-355-6789.
Bronx will return, and they will be going from our left to our right on the screen in this open. Kicking will be Jace Wentling for the Monarchs. Back to return. Servando Gonzalez and Connor Hudson. Wentling to the ball, and it is a high end-over-end kick. Servando back to the 5. The fake to Hudson. He has it up the far side, and he's got open field to the 40. Midfield, and he's going to take it to the house. Servando Gonzalez, a 95-yard kickoff return to start this football game, and that is just exactly the start you would like as the Bronx get on the board first. So a great start for the Bronx, just 14 seconds into this game, and they've got a 6-0 lead. Got a flag on the play. Where? Oh, sideline warning on Lakin. Hey, you know what? That's one of those that you'll give up just for the excitement. But what a start to this football game. Aitor Curto to attempt the extra point. Kick is up. And it's good. 14 seconds into the ball game, the Broncs on top by the score of 7-0. We've seen the Broncs try that play a couple of times, and Servando last week was one man probably from breaking that thing again. But tonight worked it to perfection. Serve just put that on the hip. And what a start to this football game. The reason it sounds so dead is we are in an enclosed press. So there's no crowd noise. You can't hear anything outside. But I guess I could be making crowd noise. I guess I can be making crowd noise here. Or maybe I should have recorded some, just so we have some crowd noise of what's going on here. But Servando Gonzalez, a 95-yard kickoff return to start this game. Now to kick, Ador Curto to kick for the Broncs. And a high end-over-end kick over the returners. And it hits at the 1 and bounces back. They'll have to return it from the 2-yard line. And he's going to be tripped up at the 10. Omar Gonzalez with the tackle. And on the return for TMP was Lance Long. Also back to return was Jace Wentling. But the Monarchs were going to let that ball go into the end zone, which would have been an automatic touchback. But that ball had some backspin and landed at the 1 and just checked up. So TMP backed up into their own territory, starting at their 10-yard line. Tight formation. Give to the motion man, and he is brought down on the play. Try to get a Lakin number, and that was Servando Gonzalez on the stop. On the carry was Andrew Schwartz. So a small gain of 1 on play brings up 2nd down and 9. Monarchs back to the ball, back to the line. Split receiver to the right side. Give to the first man. Nothing doing at the line of scrimmage. Will squirt through for maybe 2. Omar Gonzalez in on the stop for Lakin, so a gain of 2 yards on the play. He's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Bryce Seib on the carry. Now 3rd and 7 for the Monarchs. Back to throw, quick pass to the right side, across the 20 to the 25, and on the reception is Jace Wentling. And he'll have enough for the 1st down. I'll try my darndest to keep up with our clock. That's going to be my only problem tonight. So 1st and 10 Monarchs from their 25-yard line. Once again, receiver split to the right, to the top of our screen. Schwartz in motion. Seib with the carry down the near sideline, knocked out of bounds. Omar Gonzalez there, Junior Gonzalez there as well, but the gain is good for a 1st down. That'll take the Monarchs to their 38-yard line. Play out of bounds, so the clock will be stopped. Monarchs drive started at their 10. They're now out to their 38-yard line. Quarterback Cade Harris down the line. And he's out across midfield to the Bronx, just across midfield to the Bronx 49-yard line. So another 1st and 10 for the Monarchs. First and 10 Monarchs just inside Bronc territory. Lone receiver to the right side. Lang in motion. Give up the middle. Is going to gain about 5 yards. Bryce Seib on the carry. Brings up 2nd down and about 5. Let's see what we got over there. Yep, 2nd down and 5. Monarchs now with receiver split both sides. Lang in motion. Option play bringing it to the right. To the near side, Cade Harris with it. Brought down by Junior Gonzalez. He's down near the 20 to the 22-yard line. It'll be another 1st and 10 for TMP. Servando Gonzalez on the stop for Lakin, but TMP, this drive starting at their 10-yard line. 67 yards on the drive so far. And a flag on the play. Official on the far side, illegal procedure against Thomas More Prep. That'll back him up 5 yards. And it'll be 1st and 15. Monarchs send receivers both sides. Type formation on the interior. Very similar to the lineup that the Broncs use. And the left tackle flinched that time as well. The left tackle, Evan Balthazar, flinched. And that'll back more. So a good drive so far by the Monarchs, but they've shot themselves in the foot with 2 back-to-back 5-yard penalties here. Harris back to now we'll tuck it and run, bring it near side. Got past the first defender, wrapped up by Servando at the 20-yard line. Harris keeping it around on the left side. He's going to get 10 of those yards back. He'll get the Monarchs back to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up 2nd down and 10. And actually got it near the 20, so it's going to be 2nd down and 8 for the Monarchs. Monarchs waiting, and 0 is on the play clock. They must not be using the play clock here because it's had zeros for the last 15 seconds. Harris tucks it. Gets past the defender at the 15-yard line. He's down to the 11, and that's going to be enough for another Thomas More Prep 1st down. Broncs had multiple opportunities bring Harris down, but could not wrap him up. So now 1st and 10 TMP from the Bronc 11-yard line. Just a very businesslike workman drive starting at their own 10. They've gone 79 yards. 1st and 10 from the Bronc 11. Type formation, man in motion is Seib. Has the pitch near side, has 2 blockers out, and will race to the corner. And Tarpley will drive him out at they're going to call the 2-yard line. Beam also in on the play. And that was Andrew Schwartz, not Seib. So a gain of 9 is going to bring up 2nd down and 1 for the Monarchs, and it's a short one. Just inside the Bronx 2-yard line. Tight formation once again by the Monarchs. Harris will keep it up the middle and will score. Cade Harris with the 2-yard touchdown run with 6:42 remaining in the first quarter. And with the upcoming extra point, a chance to tie this football game up. David Fowles on to attempt the extra point, and it is wide right, and the Bronx will lead it 7-6. So with 6:42 remaining in our first quarter, Bronx with the 7-6 lead. Our first quarter brought to you by the agency of Lakin. We'll be back.
Experience the best in customer service when you call the agency for an insurance quote. The agency can provide insurance coverage to meet your needs. Protect your financial future by calling the agency at 620-355-6789.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining me tonight for Bronx football. I want to thank Javian Granado once again, our camera work tonight. He's having to share the camera bay with the Hayes Daily News video feed. Awesome press box. I'll tell you what, this is definitely the finest facility I've ever been in to do a football game. So this is really sweet. The only drawback I would see is I like open windows. That would be the only drawback. I just love open air and be able to hear the crowd, hear the whistles and all that other stuff. Right now we're just kind of cooped up and it almost sounds like it's an echo in here at times. But I'm not going to complain too much because this is really nice. So Thomas Moore prep to kick. Jace Wentling to do the honors for the Monarchs. Hudson and Gonzalez back to return for the Bronx. Wentling, a high end-over-end kick, will not give the Bronx a chance to return that one as he puts it in the end zone. The Bronx will have it 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. So the Bronx first offensive possession of the game. Bronx receiver split to both sides. Tarpley to the near side. Junior Gonzalez to the left side. And we've got a flag on the play. The Bronx illegal procedure had 2 guys moving. And that could be an issue tonight because the Bronx have some new players on offense, new starters, and just players in different positions. So we'll see how that affects the Bronx tonight. 5 yards marches them back. Ross Ryder making the start in a slot position tonight. Connor Hudson from the left slot. In motion, up the middle is Coulter Oldham. Oldham out to about the 17-yard line. So a gain of about 2 yards on the play. So bring up 2nd down and 13 from the Bronx 17-yard line. And our clock running at 6:12, so I'll run it down there real quick. So give up the middle once again. Maybe a yard on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for the Bronx. Hudson in motion from the left side. Stops. Now will reset. 3rd and 11. Servando down the line. He's going to across the 20. But it's going to be well short of the 1st down. He'll get credit to the 21-yard line. And looking down there, Junior Gonzalez making the start for the Bronx on offense. I was told Ross Ryder would see some time, and I'd heard he was going to start, but he apparently did not start, but we'll see some action. 4th down and 8 for the Bronx. Omar Gonzalez back to punt. Low snap. Gonzalez gets it off the side of his foot. Going to land and bounce out of bounds at about the Lakin 43.5-yard line, where the Monarchs will take over with great field position. So 1st and 10 TMP at the Bronx 49-yard line. Monarchs, their first drive of the night was a 90-yard drive, but they missed the extra point. Give up the middle. Beam and Omar Gonzalez in on the stop. On the carry was Bryce Seib. Going to fall ahead for 2 yards. Brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Monarchs. Just over 4 our opening quarter, and I'll run it back up. Our clock here was wrong, so I apologize. I knew I was going to have to try to keep track of this, but Monarchs give to the near side. Servando Gonzalez had the running back corralled. Oldham had him by the ankle. He was able to slip through, and on the carry was Andrew Schwartz, finally brought down by Omar Gonzalez after a gain of 6 yards after they had him apparently stopped in the backfield. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 4 for TMP. Clock running at 3:37. Winner will get the Week 9 home game next week. Harris back to throw, looking to the right side. It's caught by Andrew Schwartz, and he's got the 1st down inside the Bronx 30-yard line. Servando was right there, and Schwartz just slipped through the grasp. Seen that a couple times already in these first 2 TMP drives. The Bronx attempt to make a tackle, but Thomas More Prep runners just run right through it. Fake up the middle. Harris to the near side, now pitch to Andrew Schwartz. He's pushed out of bounds by Beam. Inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. It's for another Thomas More Prep 1st down. And the clock stops with the out of bounds play. The bad thing about not having a window that opens here, it's a beautiful night out there tonight. The temperature was in the low 70s when we pulled into town. Not a lick of wind, hardly at all. Harris with the snap. That was a direct run play to this side as he's pushed out of bounds by Gonzalez and Beam. Be a gain of 5 yards on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 5. Receiver split to the near side. Schwartz in motion. Now the counter play. And he is wrapped up by Darian Edgington. Edgington sniffing out that play. There's going to be a short gain of 1 on the run by Lance Lang. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Monarchs from the Bronx 12-yard line. And once again, I mess up our clock. Please bear with me. Be patient. Third and 4 for the Monarchs. And the little shovel pass to Jace Wentling. And they're going to say he stepped out at the 2-yard line, forced out by Servando. But another first down for TMP. Wentling went in motion from the left side. And they're going to roll the clock. The first and goal, Monarchs from the Bronx 2-yard line. They'll roll one receiver to the near side. Under 2 minutes to go in our first quarter. Harris give up the middle. Driving. And they're going to say he's in for the touchdown. Bryce Seib with the carry for 2 yards and a touchdown. The two-yard scoring runs by the Monarchs, and they have their first lead at 12-7. With the extra point, this time it is good. And with 1:50 to go in our opening quarter, it's Thomas More Prep 13 and the Bronx 7. If you're just joining us, the Bronx started the game on a 95-yard kickoff return by Servando Gonzalez to jump out to the early lead. Other games going on in District 7. Cimarron is at Ellis. Cimarron 6-1 on the season. The Railroaders of Ellis 2-4. Southwestern Heights at Syracuse, a battle of 1-6 teams. Winner of that one will at least get to host the 5-6 Week 9 game next week. And of course, our game here tonight, both teams come in 5-2 on the season. So the Bronx with an early touchdown, but failing to move the ball on their first offensive possession, will get it back here as TMP sets up to kick. And our camera went dead. Our camera went black, so let me see what I can do to fix that. All right, we apologize for that. We missed a couple plays. I just see how Javion was doing, and noticed the screen went black. Pitch near side. Coulter rolled him across the 20. Shakes off one tackle. Not going to get past the other one. He's going to be inbounds out to the 24-yard line. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. So we have 52 seconds remaining in our quarter. But what happened when we set it up? The camera was plugged in, but just plugged into the wrong slot, so the battery ran down. So I think we're good to go now here now. So hopefully it wasn't off too bad, too long. And matter of fact, I hadn't received any notices or any text message. We were okay. So the clock running. Well, no, clock stopped. They said the official to the near side said he was in bounds, but they kept the clock rolling. So we'll run it up as well. 3rd down and 6 for the Bronx. Got a timeout on the field. Didn't really see what was going on there, and the clock will start. The 3rd and 6 for the Bronx. Receiver split to the left side. That is Junior Gonzalez. From the gun, Servando will roll to his right and trying to escape the pressure, and will go down at the 15-yard line. On the play, in on the stop for TMP. '88, and I don't even have an 88 on the program, so that's going to do it for our first quarter. Our first quarter brought to you by the Agency of Lakin.
Some commercials make it really tempting to buy cheap insurance. That's great if price is the only thing that's important to you. The agency believes cost is important, but protection is what you're really paying for. Rely on the agency to build the policy that protects your property at a price you can afford. Call the agent today at 620-355-6789.
Our second quarter brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lakin Rec provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
I want to send out a big thank you to all the great sponsors that make LakinSports.com possible, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We couldn't be doing it without them. So those of you watching from home, please let them know that you appreciate all they do to make Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube and LakinSports.com possible in our 15th year of broadcasting Lakin High School sports. We start the second quarter. Lakin back to punt. Omar Gonzalez standing at his 2-yard line. Gets the punt off the side of his, right down the middle of the field. I thought it was off the side of his foot, the way the returner was taken off to his left. But a good roll for the Bronx, and it will be blown dead and down at the TMP 43-yard line. So a good punt by Omar Gonzalez. So the Monarchs, 2 offensive possessions, 2 touchdowns. They lead it 13-7 with 11:48 remaining in the first half. Monarchs bring one receiver to the near side. Harris with the keeper off the right side, now cuts it up against the grain, and he's across the 30, the 20, and he will score for the Monarchs. So TMP one play, 57 yards, and they extend their lead. So Cade Harris on the 57-yard run. And the extra point attempt is through and good. So just like that, the Monarchs, after trailing 7-0 early, have scored 20 unanswered points. And they lead the Bronx by the score of 20-7. So 11:38 remaining in the first half. Monarchs 20, Bronx 7. The winner of this game will host Week 9 next week. The loser, I believe, will travel to either Hoisington or Beloit. Beloit and Hoisington playing tonight for the District 8 title. The winner would host Ellis next week. Cimarron would host, most likely, it looks like Minneapolis from District 8. High end over end kick. We'll go into the end zone, and the Bronx will have it 1st and 10 from their 20. So 1st and 10, Lakin. Their third offensive possession. They've had to punt on their previous two. Servando with the snap takes it off the right side out across the 25. It's a rugby scrum. One of the Monarchs jumps up on the pile. That is Michael Hale on top of the pile. And Servando carries the pile for about 8 yards. It looked like 9 yards. He's down to the 29-yard line. So a great run by Servando Gonzalez. Run our clock down. There we go. I got caught up in the play more than anything, but a good run by Servando Gonzalez, just carrying the pile. Servando with the snap back to throw, pass to the near side, and just overthrowing Junior Gonzalez. Gonzalez really had a step. Had a step on the defender, but Servando just a little bit strong on the pass. That'll bring up 3rd down and 1 for the Bronx at their 29-yard line. Servando under center. Give up the middle to Oldham. And we'll see what they gave him for forward progress, but it looks like they're going to have him a little bit short. So a very short gain on the play, and it's going to be 4th down and 1. And right now, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bronx wouldn't go for it. just to try to make something happen here on their third possession. They've had it 2 other times and had to punt both times. You do risk a short field, and there's a timeout on the field called by Lakin. So 10:01 to go in our first half. And the Bronx used their first timeout. The Bronx using their first timeout. I want to remind everybody tomorrow, a busy day in Lakin. Starting at 10 o'clock tomorrow, Lakin hosting the 3A regional cross-country meet. And starting at 2 o'clock tomorrow at the Lakin Middle School, the 3A sub-state volleyball tournament. Lady Bronx in action against Hugoton. Their first match will be at 3 o'clock. We'll have that for you right here on LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Lakin will go for it on 4th and about a football length. Lakin in type formation. Servando tries to sneak it up the middle. Now squirts out to the right side and will fall across the 30 and have the first down. I'll tell you what, it was a rugby scrum up the middle, and I don't know if he would have had the first down up the middle. But very alertly pops it out to the right side, gets enough to get that football across the 30-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 for the Bronx. Bronx trail 20-7, 9:45 to go in our first half. Gonzalez split to the near side, Hudson in motion, and they'll give the reverse Tyler Tarpley back to the near side across the 30, cuts out at the 35, is brought down at the 38-yard line. Tarpley a little slow to get up, and he noticeable limp on that left foot, and they need to just call timeout and let the Bronx staff come get him. Tarpley got out across the 35, a gain of almost 8. They're going to give him 7 yards on, well, they're going to give him 8 yards on the carry. So Tyler, a gain of 8, but timeout on the field to tend to him. But he came up limping on that left leg. And they're going to send the teams to the sideline to get a drink. Go ahead and stay hydrated. And Tarpley, with help from the coaches, and now he's on his own. Going to walk it off and walk to the sideline. So that's a good sign for that young man. Back up on his feet. The 2nd down and 2 for the Bronx at their 38-yard line. Hudson in motion. Servando pitch to Oldham, looking to get the edge to the right side, and he's going to be brought down at the 36-yard line. And looks like a loss of maybe 1. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3. Jace Wentling on the stop for the Monarchs. 3rd down and 3 for Lakin. Trying to keep this drive alive. The Bronx need to sustain some sort of drive. They've had possession twice, punting both times. Hudson in motion. Takes it to the right side. He's going to be tackled in the backfield for a loss. And then on the stop is Jace Wentling. Loss is back to the 33-yard line. That's going to bring up 4th down and 8 for Lakin, and most likely will have to punt. They went for it on their last fourth down try, but they only had a football length to go. Here they've got 8 yards, and Omar Gonzalez will drop back to kick. Gonzalez standing inside his 20. Waist-high snap. Has plenty of time to kick it. A low end-over-end kick. And on this turf will take a hop and roll out of bounds at the TMP 24-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for TMP. The TMP with their 4th possession of the contest. They've scored in every possession so far, leading 20-7. At halftime, we'll talk to Bronc AD Nate Schmidt. A busy weekend at Lakin High School. Harris, the fake up the middle, tries to roll left side, cuts it back up the middle across the 25. He will gain maybe 2 yards. Bronx did a good job of sealing off the outside. Omar Gonzalez out there. Darian Edgington in there as well, along with Draven Shavira. So a gain of 2 brings up 2nd down and 8 for the Monarchs. Harris under center. Back to pass. It is complete and now dropped on the near side. And once again, number 88 is not in our program, so I don't know who that incomplete pass was to. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Monarchs. Once again, split receiver to the left side. Harris fakes up the middle, option play, cuts it up, and will be close to a 1st down. That'll be very close, and they're going to say he got it. If he got to the 35, he got the 1st down. So 1st and 10 Monarchs from from their own 35-yard line, as they move the chains. I want to thank Javian Granado on our camera tonight. Monarchs 1st and 10. Give up the middle. Side looking for somewhere to go. Brought down after a short gain by Beam and Darian Edgington. Gain actually of 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. So 2nd down and 9. Just under 6 minutes to go in our half. Receiver split both sides for the Monarchs. Harris, straight drop. Now rolls to the right side. He'll tuck it and run. Across the 40 out to midfield. And he's brought down. After a gain, good enough for the 1st down, now into Bronc territory. In on the stop, Servando. Armando Salcido in the lineup for the Bronx. Armando in the slot of Tyler Tarpley. Tarpley's on the sideline on the far side. He is moving around fine. He limped off earlier under his own power, but he is moving okay on the far sideline. 1st and 10 Monarchs in Bronx territory at the 47-yard line. Give up the middle. Now the fake and the pitch. Servando brings him down in the backfield. Andrew Schwartz, the ball carrier, and a loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd down and 12. So really about the first positive play for the Bronx on defense, holding the Monarchs to a -2 on that carry. Monarchs to the ball at the Bronx 49-yard line. Teams on the Tiger logo here at Lewis Field. Harris, fake inside, now the counter. Oldham and Edgington on the stop for Lakin. On the carry was Andrew Schwartz. And it almost looked like he tripped over the blocker in front. Schwartz went to cut inside, and it looked like he may have caught the heel of the blocker. But nonetheless, Edgington and Oldham there to make the stop for the Bronx. And that brings up 3rd and a long 9. And they said there's a flag on the play. I did not see the flag in the backfield. So the white hat coming over to talk to TMP, and I'm going to say it's a sideline warning on TMP. Oh, an unsportsmanlike conduct against Thomas More Prep. He held his hands out at one time, which I thought that might have ended up being a sideline warning. But no, that's a big 15-yard penalty called against the Monarchs, and that's a dead ball foul. And that moves the ball back to the 40-yard line. And now it's 3rd and 23 for the Monarchs. So the Monarchs that time hurting themselves with a unsportsmanlike conduct. So the Monarchs was receiver split both sides. Harris will fake, straight drop. Delivers near side, and it's caught. Junior Gonzalez saved a touchdown on that play. And on the reception was good to Mark Rack. So the Monarchs went from 3rd and 23, now 1st and 10, just outside the Bronx 10-yard line. Nice pass by Cade Harris. I had not seen him air one out tonight. He came into the ballgame with nearly 600 yards passing. But that was a nice tight spiral to the near side to find Rack. Give to Seib. Seib off the left side. And he fights through 2 tackles and will step into the end zone. So another touchdown by the Monarchs as they increase their lead. And the extra point is good by David Fowles. And the lead now 27-7 for the TMP Marion Monarchs. 2:59 to go in our first half. Once again, at the half, we'll look at some halftime thoughts and recap. We'll have our halftime interview. We'll bring up Lakin Bronx AD Nate Schmidt. I'm going to show him this press box, and he can take these plans back to Lakin, and we'll have one of these next year. I'll put that on my Christmas wish list. Hey, a guy can dream, right? Exactly. Dreams are free. Does not cost a dime. So At the half, we will talk to Lakin AD Nate Schmidt. Like I said, busy time, busy last couple of weeks at Lakin. Last weekend, Lakin hosting the High Plains League volleyball tournament, and tomorrow hosting the 3A Sub-State volleyball tournament and the 3A regional cross-country meet. Bronx scoring on their first touch of the football, taking the opening kickoff 95 yards for a score. TMP has scored on all 4 possessions. Wentling, high end over end kick. Servando takes it at the 5. Fakes the reverse to Hudson. Now we'll have to find some running room. And he's out across the 20 where he's gang tackled by a sea of blue shirts. And the Bronx will have it 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. The 1st and 10 Bronx from their 20-yard line. And we've got a whistle before the snap, and looks like they're pointing to TMP, so they must have lined up in the neutral zone. So 1st and 5 for the Bronx. .249 to go in the first half. Bronx started the game leading 7-0, and it's been all TMP since then, scoring 27 straight. Tyler Tarpley back into the lineup for the Bronx. He splits near side. Fake up the middle, the pitch to the right side. Ball is loose on the ground, and it will be TMP ball. The pitch was to Connor Hudson, and it was behind him, so there was no real chance for Connor to grab that pitch. But the defender was right there in his hip pocket as well. And then losing the fight for the loose ball on the turf. And the Monarchs in business. 1st and 10 from the Bronx 20-yard line. 5th possession for the Monarchs. Bronx have not yet been able to stop the offense. Harris rolls it to the near side, squirts outside across the 10, inside the 10, and I think he's out of bounds at the 1-yard line. I couldn't see. The one blind spot we have is the right end zone here to my right, the south end zone here at Lewis Field. It is enough for a 1st down. So 1st and goal for TMP with 2:35 to go in the first half. Monarchs split them right and left. 1st and goal from the Bronx 1. Harris with the quarterback sneak right up the middle, and will score easily. So for Harris, his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Monarchs 2 touchdowns in 27 seconds. And the try for the point is no good. And with 2:33 to go, 2:32 to go in our first half, the score now, Thomas More Prep 33, and the Bronx 7. Our second quarter has been brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development. We'll be back right after this.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lake and Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
And welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, lakinsports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining me tonight for Bronx football. And once again, if you signed on to listen to Jared's wit and wisdom, Jared is out enjoying his birthday tonight here in Hayes. He has some friends from when he attended college here right about the time the pandemic hit. And so to celebrate his birthday, I told him I could probably stumble through this, and told him to go enjoy himself. So happy birthday, Jared. Wentling to kick for the Monarchs. Back to return Hudson and Gonzalez for the Bronx. 2:32 to go in our first half. It's been all Monarchs after the Bronx scored to take an early 7-0 lead. Wentling a high end-over-end kick drifting to the far side. Hudson will return it from the 2. Up the right side, looking for a block across the 20 out to the 25-yard line, where the Bronx will have it 1st and 10. See where they put him down at. I think they're going to put him right at the 25. Just shy of the 25, but we're calling it the 25. So 1st and 10 for the Bronx, their 5th possession of the half. 2:26 remaining in the half. Tarpley brings it split to the near side. Oldham, the fullback, behind Servando. The fake to the fullback. Servando follows Coulter through the hole. Out to the 29-yard line, gain of about 4 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 6. Second down and a long 5, we'll call it 5. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Servando to give up the middle. Oldham out near the 35. Going to be a little bit short of the first down, maybe by a yard. Clock continues to run. The Bronx with 2 timeouts remaining. Monarchs have all 3 of theirs. Oh, and they're going to call timeout for a measurement. So really, the line of scrimmage was shy of the Lakin 25-yard line, so they will measure. I'm going to say it's just a hair short. And it is. So that'll bring up 3rd down for the Bronx. And the public address announcer, I could barely hear him. He said 3rd down and 5 inches. Bronx will come out with the receiver split to the near side. That is Tarpley. Tarpley limped off earlier in the quarter, but good to see him back out on the field. Off the near side, Servando has enough for the 1st down. Wrapped up at the ankles by Mark Rack before he had help to finish off Servando, but not before he has the 1st down at the Bronx 39-yard line. So the Bronx with the 1st down, trying to make something happen before halftime. Monarchs with the 33-7 lead, and they will get the kickoff to start the second half. Bronx with an exciting start to the ball game, but it's been all TMP since. Servando pitch to the far side. Oldham across the 40. Brought down after a gain of 3. In on the stop is Michael Hale. I say a gain of 5. Calder Oldham on the carry of 5. Clock still running, 23 seconds. Servando from the gun. Drops back, now will keep it. And nothing doing on the quarterback draw. And I'll tell you what, Thomas More Prep was very, very fortunate they didn't get a late hit on Servando. He was already down before the defensive back came up and landed on top of him as well. Timeout called by Lakin. 15 seconds to go in our half, and it will be 3rd down and a short 5. After no gain. Bronx with 1 timeout remaining. TMP with all 3 of theirs, but it doesn't really matter for them. I doubt they're going to spend any of them. But it wouldn't surprise me if they proved me wrong, too. Well, thank everybody for joining me here tonight. I'm going to take the time to have everybody thank our great sponsors that make LakinSports.com and Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube possible. If you have to, go to their business, give them a call. If you have their cell phone number, call them, text them, send them an email if you can. But a lot of great sponsors to make this possible. We couldn't do it on our own. And Servando from the gun has 3 receivers to the right side, completed along the far sideline. Tarpley squirted out of there, but they said he stepped out of bounds at the TMP 46-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Bronx in TMP territory. Nice play, but Tyler just enough of the sideline. Stops what might have been a touchdown. A long gainer at least, but that could have been very close to a touchdown with Tyler Tarpley's speed. So the Bronx 1st and 10 from the TMP 46-yard line. Servando back to throw. Three defenders back. It's an incomplete pass with 3 seconds to go, and TMP with a player down. So incomplete makes it 2nd down and 10. And a timeout on the field to tend to the player. And it's number 88. And like I said, I don't have his name. He's not in the program. I want to send well wishes to JD, our usual play-by-play voice of Bronx football, but he's been battling some medical issues the past couple weeks, so we wish him well, get well soon. I know he was watching from home earlier tonight. I guess our armchair producer. So 2nd down, let me see, I need to reset this. 2nd down and 10. For Lakin. 3 seconds to go, most likely the last play unless we have a penalty. Servando from the gun. Pressure up the middle, now loses the handle, picks it up, and he's going to be dropped back to the 40, so a loss of 14 yards on that play, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. And like I said, the only bright spot for the Bronx so far was a 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Servando on the opening kickoff. But since then, it has been all Monarchs as they lead it 33-7 here at the break. Our second quarter brought to you by the Kearney County Community Development. When we come back, we'll have our halftime right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube.
Kearney County, a wonderful life opportunity, offers a wide range of opportunities to residents and visitors. Hunting, fishing, camping, golfing, and bowling provide recreation, plus the Lakin Rec Commission provides youth and adult programs in Lakin and Deerfield. Explore the rich history of the county by visiting the Kearney County Historical Museum or the historic sites throughout the county. Take advantage of what Kearney County has to offer. Contact Ralph Goodnight, Kearney County Economic Development, or on the web at www.kearneycountykansas.com.
Our halftime sponsor is the Kearney County Bank.
Home improvements that have had to wait. The dream vacation your family deserves. Even college tuition. Garden City State Bank can help you make it all happen now, not someday. With a home equity line of credit, you can borrow up to 90% of the value of your home, and the interest may be tax deductible. Plus, there are no closing costs, no application fees, and no annual fees. A fast, easy, convenient home equity line of credit from Garden City State Bank, a branch of the Kearney County Bank. Subject to credit approval, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. We're at the half. The Bronx trailing TMP by the score of 33-7. Halftime thoughts and recap. Not really a lot to talk about other than the 95-yard kickoff return by Servando Gonzalez to start the game. But since then, it has been all TMP as they score 33 straight points and lead the Bronx 33-7 here at the half. We're going to take another quick timeout. Our halftime thoughts and recap and our halftime interview brought to you by the Lakin Rec Commission.
The Lakin Recreation Commission has a full fitness room with 5 treadmills, tread climber, rowing machine, 3 elliptical fitness cross trainers, 2 stationary bikes, and strength training fitness equipment. You'll find just what you need for your own quality workout. The fitness room is open for the public's use free of charge during business hours. For use after business hours, Lakin Rec also has a keyless entry system available. The Lakin Rec Commission, always involved with the youth of Lakin, 702 North Campbell, Lakin, 355-7039. The benefits are endless.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, lakinsports.com. We're at the half. Bronx trail TMP by the score of 33-7. Now here at the half, we're joined by Lakin High School AD Nate Schmidt. And Coach, it's been a busy week for you. Football tonight and cross country and volleyball tomorrow. But you know what? Lakin's never afraid to host an event, so I guess they're a glutton of their own punishment, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a busy week. That's the thing that's, probably, I had an idea, as a teacher and a coach, what all went into things, to an event so that you had the opportunity to go out and coach and that sort of thing. But, I really truly didn't understand until you get into the position. I have way more respect for it, and a lot more makes sense now. But there's a lot of preparation, a lot of organization and planning and finding workers and setting up the event, communicating and stuff that goes on. So if we did our job, tomorrow should be smooth. We feel like we have everything ready, and at first I thought, my goodness, how are we gonna host regional cross country and sub-state volleyball on the same day? I thought, man, Keisha, they made a mistake. We're already hosting this, and but it's doable. It requires a lot of work, requires a lot of quality people, and I think we have that, and we're excited for tomorrow, and hopefully it's a good day for us.
Oh, no doubt that it will go off without a hitch. Lakin always does a great job, and all of the volunteers step up and make sure that things run smoothly. But I guarantee you there's probably some nights that you go home thinking, stupid, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But in the long run, like I said, it works out great, and it's great for our school.
Yeah, and you can go home and think that, but then you got to get up in a few hours and get back to work. So there's not a whole lot of time to vent or complain. But
stupid or not, it's happening.
you mentioned it. I think people talk about our facilities and things, but the key to running a great event is the people, the workers, and having quality workers at that. And I think that's something that we should take a lot of pride in, is that we're able to run a quality event because, number one, we have people that are willing to volunteer and work, and they're passionate about their job and do a good job, and when you have that, it allows me to throw in my little wrinkle or the extra, to make it special for the kids. And so it takes a lot of quality people, and so I appreciate those people very, very much that are willing to help out.
And the thing about it is, not very many times in near the end of October, you're going to get a 70-degree, almost 80-degree day tomorrow to host regional cross country, and teams can show up to play volleyball. There's so many times during, the month of October, you could have an ice storm or a snowstorm just as easy as what you're going to have tomorrow at 80 degrees. So very fortunate that Mother Nature is looking down on Lakin as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I know there's been times since I've been here we've had to cancel our cross country, our home meet in early October due to weather. So. Yeah. To late October be able to host it and the forecast to be what it is, it should be a beautiful day. And, you wrap it up. We just got done hosting what did we have? 37 teams, 430 runners come and run and 7 races. Tomorrow there's 15 teams and 2 races, so it should be a breeze, honestly,
no kidding.
But, yeah, it's supposed to be a nice day, and then, hopefully I have time to wrap it up and get to volleyball. And fortunate enough to get to host volleyball. I think we have an awesome venue to host sub-state volleyball. And there's 5 teams, 4 teams. We're 28-9, and then there's 4 teams ahead of us that have 30-plus wins. So, should be a day of great volleyball.
And you look at 29 wins, gets you the 4th seed in the sub-state. So very, very powerful sub-state, but it will be a lot of great volleyball action. So those of you out there looking for something to do tomorrow, matches start at 2 o'clock. Lady Bronx tip it off at 3 o'clock against Hugoton, and we'll have all the action for you right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. Did you bring a tape measure so we can take some measurements of this press box and how it's set up, and you can take that back to the board here in a couple weeks?
I had a feeling that's why you invited me up here. And
yeah.
When you said take the elevator, I thought, oh, boy. So, yeah, like I said in my text to you, so just like our press box back home. Very
exactly.
Good. I got it.
And I said, yeah, next year, right?
Yeah.
I text you, take the elevator to floor 3 to the 3rd floor. You know what's funny with this? We're on the 3rd level. I called baseball at Wichita State before when the Bronx played in Wichita Independent. I was up on 4th, and there was actually a 5.
Yeah.
It's like, holy cow! This is major college stuff here. So, but you know what? Even if Lakin, any board members are listening, just a hint. I'll send my Christmas wish list. You can read it at the next board meeting. Yeah. It doesn't even have to be this big. Just, cut it in half, whatever you got to do. Right. But the only thing I'd ask for is windows that open. I love open air. I mean, even if it's cold outside, I love to hear the crowd. The band's playing down there. We can just barely hear an echo of it. But, no, I'll tell you what, this is sweet. And, like I said, I can dream.
Well, I think that would make for a great dedication night, a Brett Hendricks press box dedication. There, LakinSports.com, press box.
Yeah, but the only way you get dedications like that is if somebody puts up the money for it, and I don't have the money for it unless I play tomorrow and my numbers match. And I'll tell you what, if my numbers match, it's happening.
Okay.
My numbers match, it's happening. Yeah. I'll guarantee you that. And then I'm going to have my own suite in there for when I retire from this. I can still go to the games and watch the games and climate-controlled comfort.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, through my 15 years, I always look at stuff like this as maybe my own reward for what I've done, because this is sweet. And at first they were going to put me over in the stands on the other side. I don't think that press box has probably been used in 30 years, but I would have done it. I've sat outside many times. I don't mind being out in the elements because, hey, you're not cooped up. You can see everything. The only drawback is if it's wet or freezing. And no, this is nice, and I always look forward to trips like this just to, I guess, kind of, maybe reward myself. But it's pretty cool, and I just like to rib you and give you a hard time about it. That this needs to happen at Lakin, but
no, that's all good. And not only is it
would top off our facility if we had this.
It most definitely would. But no, I know it's cool for you to get to experience, and it's cool for all of us. I mean, the kids and everyone. Like, what a cool atmosphere! You get to come play at a college stadium, and we've made a lot of 2.5-hour trips to some not so great places, but 2.5-hour trip. It's Hayes. It's a pretty neat trip, and the opportunity for the kids to get to play here and play on turf and at a college stadium. And, it's just it's pretty cool for the kids, too, to get experience.
Yes, it's a great experience. And, like I talked to Coach in our pregame, I enjoy these. I'm probably more giddy than the kids are. your kids look at it, oh, this is cool, but, they'll go on and they'll remember it later, how cool it was to be able to be here to play. Or, if you play a basketball game at, at a Bramlage, at a Hut Sports Arena or Levitt Arena, places like that, or even, even United Wireless for Class 1A is a great venue for state basketball, and those kids will remember that playing in a great venue as well. So any chance you get, and I think it's great with, of course this game was scheduled by Keisha, but, I don't think you or Lakin High School would be afraid to schedule games to give kids these opportunities. And I know Coach Davidson for many years with Wichita Independent, Bronx they traded a couple home and homes, just decided, got it approved that, hey, we're just going to go to Wichita every year because the kids get to play at Lawrence Dumont Stadium, and they've also played at Wichita State University a couple times. So, that's just an opportunity just to play in that sort of situation.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it was neither one of our faults for not continuing on that game.
Oh, sure.
With them going to a new league and not be able to play us, it's not something we want to get rid of. And me, Brett, we talk a lot about opportunities and giving kids opportunities to go to places and do things. And I never have been and never will be that's good enough and we're going to get by with this type of guy. Not as long as I'm in this position. I want to create awesome opportunities for our kids and let them get to go and experience the best. And why not? I've said that before. Why not our kids? Why not our school? Why can't we get to go experience those things and play in those, those on those fields or running those meets or, playing those gyms, why not? Our kids deserve the best, and as long as they, continue to invest the time and do, meeting the coach's expectations, we'll continue to take care of our kids and let them get to experience things like this.
And like you said, that baseball series with Independent had nothing to do with either school. They joined a league, and they have to play their league games.
Correct.
And that's just the way that goes. And it's unfortunate, but, the thing about it is through those years, I got to know the Panthers head coach Jamie Fowler. I got to know him, fairly well. We would visit. He absolutely loved coming to Lakin, and you don't hear that a lot with schools from eastern Kansas that want to come to western Kansas to play. But Lakin has a great baseball field. He loved it. He says it gives us a chance that we're playing on natural grass. He says this is a beautiful park. He said we love coming out here. So, they loved coming to western Kansas as much as we like going to Wichita. And so that was a neat series, and maybe someday it can happen again. You never know. And it's just great opportunities. And like you said, Lakin will never shortchange the kids on opportunities. It's funny. Here we are in week 8 of the football season. Next week, week 9, we're almost ready for winter sports. But man, it's gone by quick. Anything else that's going on at Lakin High School or Lakin schools that you know of that's going to fill a little bit of the void? Because this is coming to an end pretty quick.
Yeah, there's always something going on. It's crazy at the high school. There's always something. But also Tuesday, we host Scholars Bowl. We've got 16 or 18 schools coming. It's the only home one that we have. Last year we got to host 2 with the league Scholars Bowl meet, but it's really a cool event. It's Miss Manley does an awesome job. The kids do an excellent job. They won the league last year, so they're just as much a part of our sports and activities as anybody, and they go and compete like the rest of us, and they do an awesome job. And so it's a fun little event. It's it was something that I didn't know a lot about going into the position, but helping get it set up and help running it. And again, you've got we use 8 different classrooms, and we've got to find multiple workers and judges and moderators, and kids are runners and office help, and it's crazy, the stuff that goes into it. But they get to compete at home on Tuesday, so excited for them. And just of course, everything else going on. We just wrapped up girls golf, and Allie Mead got to compete at state, and
great.
It's cool that number one, she qualified, but then 2, she made the cut the first day, and was able to compete on the second day, and she was steady, and she's a sophomore, so big things for her in the future. And then in our regional, we had the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place team placers at the state tournament were in our regional. So, again, it's just kind of crazy to think all that. But, yeah, that's kind of, just a few things. I'm sure there's a number of other things we got going on, but those are the two that kind of stand out to me, that we have coming up, and then Allie just wrapping up her season. So
yeah, a lot of things in a whirlwind fall sports season at Lakin High School. Anything special that's going to come up this winter that people, of course, we talked about. One thing that I'm very excited about, but I'm going to be regulated. I'm going to be restricted to the Sunday matinee, but that musical early in December, it's on the same weekend as the Goodland Topside class, the Topside tip-off. But I'm going to make sure I go on to the Sunday matinee. But I know they've had their reads and everything. They've started their practices, but that's going to be a lot of fun.
No, I'm glad you brought that up. Mr. Watson, he does an awesome job with them, and those kids, they're working their tails off. They're practicing every day. It's cool to see because it's very student driven. So the choreography, and the setup and everything is ran by the kids, which is neat. And yeah, they're going to do an awesome job. They asked to move it back in December. Because of the Christmas theme and Elf, exactly. And it's going to be cool. And I think Mr. Watson's, his passion and his energy is going to carry over to the kids, and it's going to be a great show. And they're gonna do a good job. And Elitas, we got middle school wrestling has already started. Coach Christensen, he couldn't wait till next week. They got to get in the gym. But in his defense, their first meet is next Saturday. They go to Goodland and got to get ready to go. But middle school basketball practices start next week, and it's just from one sport right into the next. Put the volleyball nets up, and down go the goals, and away you go. So, no rest for the weary. But you know what? I love football season. I love the fall, but I'm ready to get inside to see some basketball too. And basketball is going to be a lot of fun too. Of course, this year going to have throwback night again, and that'll be exciting, but just a lot of great things that are going to happen through the winter as well. Unfortunately, wrestling doesn't get a home meet, but still, the winter sports are going to be exciting. Yeah, I'm pumped for our wrestlers. Our girls wrestling program, probably going to grow from 2 to 5 or 6 girls, and we're thinking, on the boys' side is going to continue to grow. Coach Jim, he's expecting 15 or 16 out, and we're excited to hopefully add another assistant because the program is growing. So we're excited about that, and we're going to try something new for throwback night this year. We're going to do it on a Tuesday of homecoming week versus Holcomb. So maybe bring back some of those old games that went on in that gym between Lakin and Holcomb. So should be fun. A lot of great games over the years in that gym, and they're going to roll the clock early. Lakin to kick off to start the second half. Ador Curto, the short kick. And the Bronx can't seem to bring him down, finally drag him down at the 37-yard line. TMP will have it in good field position to start the second half. Coach, as always, pleasure to come up and visit with me. There we go again. We're running over time, but always a pleasure, and we're looking forward to doing it. Maybe we'll do it next week. Wherever we might be playing, but definitely we'll be looking forward to winter sports and visiting with you as well. Sounds good. Thanks, Brett. All right, we look forward to see you tomorrow. Bronc AD Nate Schmidt, a busy man this time of year at Lakin High School. 1st and 10, TMP from their 37-yard line, their first possession of the second half. They lead at 33-7. Give off the right side. Across the 40. Get myself situated back in here. Nice press box, but with all my garbage and cameraman didn't make it back to start our second half. So thank goodness we're right now at midfield, but might be waiting on the elevator. The elevator it's nice to have, but it is slow, and I may have to just turn my sound off and go run the camera until he gets back. So that's what I'm going to do. You're going to hear some dead air for a little bit, and the ball is loose on the ground, but it will be recovered by TMP. And I'm going to stop the clock,
and I'm going to run the camera, and cameraman will be back, and I'll come back. So there'll be a little dead air until we get our cameraman back. All right, our cameraman is back. So I got to do a little double duty there. 7:42 to go in our third quarter. Run some time down and get this set. Monarchs football after a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty. Makes it 1st and 15. Harris with the keeper to the near side, looking for space. Going to be brought down by Draven Shavira. And number 33. I don't have a 33 on the program. I'm looking out there. That might be Coulter. I believe it is. It looks like they had to switch numbers. I believe that's Coulter Oldham with now wearing number 33. So a gain of about 5 yards on the play brings up 2nd down and 10 for the Monarchs. Bronx, at the time I went and ran the camera, the Bronx have recovered a Monarch fumble. Harris back to throw, looking across the middle, almost picked off by Tarpley. Tyler Tarpley played that perfectly. The pass was intended for Jace Wentling, but Tarpley right in his hip pocket, and he cut inside at the right time, but the ball was just a little high, and he was able to get a hand on it and at least knock it down. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Monarchs. Monarchs fumbled on their first possession of the half. Now have it 3rd and 10. Harris to give up the middle. A gain of, looks like 3 yards on the play. White shirts in on the stop for the Bronx, Cedar Brown and Draven Shavira. That'll bring up 4th down and 6 for the Bronx. Clock running, under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. 33-7 in favor of the Monarchs, and they will go for it here on 4th and 6. Harris fakes to give up the middle, runs the option to the right. Pitch was behind the runner, but he's going to have enough for the 1st down and knocked out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Lance Lang on the carry for the Monarchs. Actually, the Mark Rack on the carry for TMP. Play out of bounds. The clock will remain stopped. 1st and 10. For TMP at the Bronx 21-yard line. Legal procedure will be called against TMP. Lakin had jumped, but the FAR official's going to call a legal procedure. Now they're going to run in and huddle and talk about it. TMP slot back to the near side, went in motion and stopped, similar to what the Bronx run with Connor Hudson. And they're going to stick with the original call, illegal procedure against the Monarchs. That'll back them up 5, make it 1st and 15. Monarchs, receiver split to the near side. Harris with the snap. Give on the counter play. But not biting on that play was Draven Shavira. That'll be a loss of 2 yards. Brings up second down and 12. No, actually second down and 17. If I get my addition right. Wentling in motion. Harris in the gun. Brings it near side. Brought down from behind. And we've got a penalty. 2 flags coming in late. On the stop for the Bronx was Omar Gonzalez, but 2 flags come in late. So we'll wait and see what happened there. Probably a few things said. And got a text message about the field goal. Yes, we did. And I apologize, I didn't have the 3 points up there. Gotta have everybody keeping me straight. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I apologize. It is 33-10. So it'll be a short gain of 2. Oh, and they've got a personal foul against Thomas More Prep. So Lakin was backing up like it might have happened against Lakin. So a personal foul against TMP. We'll see if that's dead ball or not. I think it's a dead ball foul. The scoreboard has third down. And it will be third down, and that'll move them back to the 41-yard line of the Bronx. So third and 30 for TMP. So Harris from the gun. Straight drop. Pass intended for Wentling. And a flag comes in, and I'll tell you what, this is not a good flag. Bronx defenders sandwiched him, and there was no reach. I'm not going to agree with this one, but the good thing about it, it's not automatic like the pros in college. Well, college isn't automatic either, but like the pros. So illegal contact is what they're going to call. Pass interference. He gave actually gave a block in the back indication, but 15-yard penalty marked off against the Bronx. Now that'll make it 3rd and 15 instead of being 4th and 30. I thought the Bronx did a great job breaking up that pass, but apparently they saw something. I saw an official pulling his shirt from behind, talking to a Bronx defender. So they may have seen a hand on the back or grab of the shirt. So nonetheless, a 15-yard penalty marked off. 3rd and 15, Harris from the gun. Straight drop once again, looking for the end zone. And he overthrows the intended receiver, Andrew Schwartz. The defender, Armando Salcedo, had fallen down. So a big break for the Bronx as that pass falls incomplete, and that brings up 4th down. So we'll see what they do here. Looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 15 from the Bronx 26-yard line. Harris straight drop once again. Now he'll tuck it and run. Near side. Steps out of bounds at the 9-yard line. He's going to be out of bounds. Salcedo able to get enough of Harris to force him out of bounds. And the Bronx will hold on downs and get it. Take over at their 14-yard line. Actually, the Lakin 14-yard line. 4:31 to go in the third quarter. Bronx have the football trailing 33-10. Servando carry off the left side. He's out across Well, actually, he was across the 15, stacked up at the 17-yard line, which they'll give him the line to gain, a gain of 3 yards on the play. 2nd down and 7 for the Bronc offense. Bronx with a receiver split to the near side. That is Tarpley. Give up to middle. Oldham has a hole. Now cuts it out to the right side across the 30, out to the 40. Brought down from behind by Bryce Seib. So Coulter Oldham able to burst through that hole on the right side of the Bronx line and pick up the 1st down. The 1st and 10 Bronx at their 43-yard line. Bronx last drive ended in a field goal. They got down to the TMP 5-yard line. Servando on the carry off the left side. He faked it up the middle to Oldham. He's going to gain 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6. Just over 3 minutes to play. Once again, I want to thank everybody for joining me here tonight for Bronx football. We have at least one more week to go. Week 9 next week. Don't yet know where we're going. I believe it's either going to be Hoisington or Beloit. Whoever wins that, whoever loses the contest tonight between Beloit and Hoisington. Servando off the left side, cuts it up the middle. He's across the 30, the 20, the 10, and he will score. Servando Gonzalez with the 53-yard run. So Servando Gonzalez, a big night scoring for the Bronx. He scored on a 95-yard kick return and now scores on a 53-yard run. Aitor Curto, the kicker for the Bronx, on to attempt the extra point. Ball is down and missed it to the left. So with 2:31 to go in the 3rd quarter, the Bronx cut into the lead, but they still trail it by the score of 33-16. We're going to take a timeout. Our 3rd quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. Bronx score on a 53-yard run by Servando Gonzalez. Bronx have scored 9 points in the quarter, but still trail 33-16. Like I said, the Bronx will, unless we see a big comeback here, will likely be on the road next week at either Beloit or Hoisington. And Beloit and Hoisington playing tonight for their district championship. Curto tees it up at the 40-yard line. Schwartz and Lang back to receive for TMP. Low line drive along the ground. And in on the stop is Servando. First and 10 Monarchs. And there's a Bronc down. Got an updated score. Hoisington 7, Beloit 6 in the third quarter. So a good contest there between the Cardinals and the Trojans. Bronc player down. That is Armando Salcido. And they've got his helmet off. He is on his feet, which is a good sign. Once again, want to remind everybody tomorrow, Lakin cross country at the Lakin Golf Course. 3A regional cross country meet sponsored by Lakin, or hosted by Lakin, I guess. Meet starts at 10 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock at the Lakin Middle School Gym, 3A sub-state volleyball. Lady Bronx, the number 4 seed. They will play at 3 o'clock. Matches start at 2. But Lakin's first match will be at 3 o'clock against Hugoton, and you can see that action right here on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube. First and 10 Monarchs. Pitch to the near side, Andrew Schwartz. And he's out near midfield before he's wrapped up by Servando Gonzalez. But not before he gets a first down into maybe Lakin territory. And the nose of the football just shy of midfield. The first and 10 Monarchs from the midfield stripe. They send Mark Rack, the receiver, to the right side. Tight formation otherwise. Pitch to the right side. Lance Lang with it. Bobbled the snap, cuts it inside. He's met by a host of white shirts. Darian Edgington came away with the football. I think that was Darian. Yeah, it was. He came away with the football. Clock continues to run at 1:33, so a gain of 2, they say. So Lakin almost with a strip and score, but it's going to be second down and 8. Minute 20 to go in our third quarter. And the Monarchs, the flag is thrown. So dead ball, delay a game against TMP. That'll back them up 5 yards, brings up second down and 13. With 1:06 to go in the third quarter. Wentling, the lone receiver, to the near side. Harris now under center. On the snap, quick throw to the near side. Sidesteps Hudson. Out down across the 40. He will have enough for a first down, brought down by Oldham and Omar Gonzalez. Good for another TMP first down. Clock is rolling at 55 seconds to go in the quarter. Gibbed is Griffin Schumacher. He's going to be, they'll give him forward progress to the original line of scrimmage. And that might be the last play of the quarter. 21 seconds to go. So the Monarchs will get one more play. Mark Rack, the receiver, to the near side. Snap, quick throw, and it's skipped to the receiver, incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 10 with 2 seconds remaining in the quarter. Our third quarter brought to you by Lakin Drug. So third and 10 for the Monarchs from the Bronx 36-yard line. Saib in motion. Harris will keep it around the right side. He has the first down now, but will be pushed out at the 30-yard line. It'll be short of a first down. It'll be 4th and 3 for the Monarchs when we come back to start our fourth quarter. Our score after 3, the Monarchs 33, the Bronx 16. Our third quarter brought to you by the fine folks at Lakin Drug. At Lakin Drug, their mission is simple. They strive to provide professional pharmacy services with hometown hospitality. Lakin Drug's experienced staff leads with compassion and utilizes modern technology to fit all of your individual needs. Whether it's prescription medications or over-the-counter products, Lakin Drug has the answer to all of your questions. Lakin Drug at 610 O'Loughlin Street in Lakin is a proud supporter of the community of Lakin and Lakin schools. Our fourth and final quarter brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
4th and 4 for the Monarchs as we start the fourth quarter. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining me for Bronx football tonight. Tight formation. Harris give. Kick to the right side off tackle. With it is Griffin Shoemaker. And he'll have the first down across the Bronx 25 to the 23-yard line. First and 10, Monarchs at the Bronx 23. Harris under center. Saib in motion once again. Give up the middle to Shoemaker once again. In on the stop for the Bronx, Darian Edgington. Gain of 3 down to the 20. Brings up second down and 7. Second and 7 for the Monarchs. Split receiver to the left. Fake to Shoemaker. Harris keeps it. Now pitches. With it is Andrew Schwartz. Actually, Andrew Schwartz. Schwartz driven out of bounds by Servando Gonzalez. A gain up to the 16-yard line. Going to bring up third down and 2 for TMP. Monarchs over at the ball. Harris over center. And to give to Shoemaker once again. He cuts it back across the grain. He's at the 5 and will score standing up. Shoemaker, a shifty little run from the 16-yard line. They were looking to go up the middle just to get the first down. But Shoemaker cut it back through the middle and scored. On to attempt the extra point is David Fouts. Kick is up. And the kick is good. So with 10:38 remaining in the ball game, it's now TMP 40 and Lakin 16. See Armando Sacedo back on the field for Lakin. He'll be one of the up men on this kick return. He'll join Junior Gonzalez as the two up men. Back to receive Connor Hudson and Servando Gonzalez. And kicking will be Jace Wentling. Kind of an unusual kickoff routine. They act like they're running to the football, but I guess maybe you better be ready for it that they don't onside kick it, but we haven't seen that yet tonight, which really no need to. Kick fielded and dropped at the 10. Hudson picks it up, and he's met immediately at the 12-yard line. Bronx will have it 1st and 10 at their 13. So the last two possessions for the Bronx, they started at their own 14 and now at their own, well, actually they've moved it up to the 14 here. So 2 straight possessions, the Bronx have started deep in their own territory. But the last Bronx drive resulted in a touchdown run by Servando Gonzalez of 53 yards. Servando under center, Hudson in motion. Fake up the middle. Servando squirts through the right side across the 20 out near the 25, and he'll be across the 25 enough for a first down. The 1st and 10 Bronx at their 25-yard line. Tarpley splits to the near side. Rondo up the middle once again. No, that was Oldham up the middle. Saw the 3. I didn't see the double 3. Coulter wearing number 33. His regular number is 15. So I'm going to say either it tore, may have got a little blood on it, but he has changed numbers for our second half. 2nd down and 6 after a gain of 4. Servando the give off the right side. Out across the 30 to the almost the 35-yard line. I believe that was Coulter once again on the carry. And bring up 3rd down and a short one for the Bronx from right at their 35-yard line. Coulter Oldham fielding in tonight for Alan Martinez. Alan out with an injury. Servando cuts through the hole on the left side now, trying to jitterbug through the line. And he's out to the 45. We've got a flag at the end of the play. And we'll see what this flag is all about. Good run, good shifty run by Servando. He's running to the left, cut across the grain. And a face mask penalty against Thomas More Prep. So that'll push the Bronx into TMP territory. After the run by Servando. So as soon as they get the chain set, I was thinking they'd roll the clock, but they're not. So the clock stopped at 8:31. Bronx have it just inside TMP territory. Servando, pitch to Beam. And we've got a flag out in front, Beam down to the 45-yard line. But a flag on the play out in front most likely will be a hold. And that'll back the Bronx up. Illegal block in the back is what the call is. So they'll mark it from the spot of the foul. And it will remain first down. Take it back to the 45-yard line. So first and, we'll call it 16 for Lakin. And the clock is running at 8:18. Tarpley split wide to the left. Servando fakes it up the middle. Will follow through the hole in the right side. He's across midfield, spun around, and driven back. And that's a good job by not only your center, but your brother. Servando was driven back by two players. The whistle blew. Omar right there to hold him up. They're going to give him progress back to the original line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up second down and 10. Clock running at 7:35 to go in the ball game. Servando once again squirts through the hole on the left side, runs out of room, but will get across the 40. He tried to cut it back, and it almost looks like he got a cleat caught up in the turf, but he still ended up with enough for the first down. So first and 10, Bronx at the TMP 38-yard line. Bronx trail by 24, but this second half, they were down 33-7 at halftime. But this second half, there's been no quit in the Bronx. Give up the middle, Oldham with it. Going to get one, maybe two, depending on the spot. And looks like maybe just a long one, so we'll call it second down and 9 for the Bronx. 6:30 and the clock rolling here in our fourth quarter. At the end of our contest, I talked to Coach about having him come to the booth since we don't have a camera operator, and I'm not going to make the long trip down to the field. And it's kind of funny I say long trip, but I'd have to hit the elevator and everything else to get there. Beam with the pitch, sidestep the first defender, and he'll take it to the 35-yard line. The official on the far side stopped the clock, but the ball was out. But Lakin does recover it. So 3rd and 7 for Lakin after a gain of 2 on that play. Very fortunate to get that loose ball back. Bronx football at the TMP 35-yard line. The fake up the middle. Servando tried to follow through the hole on the left side. Not much there. And that'll bring up 4th down and 5, a short gain of 2. 4th and 5 from the TMP 34-yard line, just over 5 minutes to play. Bronx have had a good drive here. This is a big 4th down attempt right here. Would be nice to see them keep this drive alive and get some more points. Servando fakes, looking down the middle, and the pass is knocked down by Mark Rack, the defender. Bronx had 2 guys out in the same area. Servando had to throw that off his back foot, but it's almost, he was throwing it more retreating than he was to get the lead leg out there in front of it. So 1st and 10 TMP as they take over on downs. 1st and 10 Monarchs from their 33-yard line. 4:45 remaining. Monarchs looking to improve to 6-2. Bronx will fall to 5-3. Harris with the keeper off the right side. Brought down by Curtis Beam after a gain of about 2 yards. Second down and 8. Give up to middle. Shoemaker cuts it back. Now zigzags back this way. Shoemaker, I don't have a size on him, but he is not the biggest back for TMP. But I'll tell you what, he's like a jitterbug on water, just back and forth. So another first down by the Monarchs. 1st and 10. At midfield. Football sitting on the bottom of the Tiger logo in the middle of this field. Harris with the snap, rolls to the left. Now we'll pitch it to Shoemaker. Run down from behind by Servando Gonzalez. Servando, a long way to run following that play, but able to make the stop after a loss of 2. Brings up second down and 12. Clock still running, 3:10 remaining. Harris, the inside give. Seib with the football, brought down by Beam. Tarpley in the neighborhood as well. Gain is across the 45 to the 44-yard line of the Bronx. Brings up 3rd down and 4 for the Monarchs. Gain of 9 on the play. Clock running at 2:20. TMP will improve to 6 and 2. Bronx will fall to 5 and 3. Last update we had, Hoisington on top of Beloit by the score of 7-6. That was a third quarter score. That in District 8. With the tackle in the backfield, Draven Shavira read that one perfect. Able to pull Harris down pull him down for a 6-yard loss. That's going to bring up 4th and 10. Fourth and 10 for the Monarchs, 1:33 to play, and they will punt for the first time. Servando Gonzalez back to return it. Wentling, a low end-over-end punt. Servando will watch it roll dead at the 9, where the Bronx will take over 1st and 10. Well, they're going to mark it down at the 14-yard line. So the third straight Bronx possession in this half from the Bronx 14-yard line. They scored on a touchdown by Servando and then the last drive they turned it over on downs. So we'll see what they can do in the last 1:09 of this contest. But the Bronx are going to suffer their 3rd loss of the season and will be 5 and 3 heading into Week 9 play. Officially in the state playoff bracket. Give to Oldham up the middle. Spins off the first defender, still on his feet, out across. They're going to give him possession to the 30. Nice hard run by Coulter Oldham on that first down play. Now I reset our first down there. It wasn't 4th, it was first down. We got a timeout on the field. I don't know if it was. Lakin timeout. The official, I'll tell you what, is not real efficient on his indications. But okay, now it's timeout Lakin. They do put it on the scoreboard. So the Broncs are using their first timeout, 1:03 remaining. It'll be 1st and 10 Lakin from their 30-yard line. I want to thank the AD for TMP, Troy Shoemaker, and thank them for the hospitality to use this fantastic press box to call the game. It wasn't starting out so pretty when we first got here. Somebody from the football staff said there's no room up there. You have to go to the other side. But I think some people a little higher up than him told me, hey, yeah, you can be over there. There's plenty of room. I'll tell you what, nice press box, nice room here, but there's plenty of room to go around for everybody. Servando, the carry off the right side, across the 30. Going to pick up 2. Bringing up 2nd down and 8. Clock running at 45 seconds to go. 2nd down and 8 for the Broncs. Broncs have had some excitement during the game. It hasn't been consistent. The Monarchs put this game away with 33 straight points after the Broncs took an early 7-0 lead. Oldham with the carry off the left side. Cuts it back in the middle where he's gang tackled after a gain of about 2 yards. That'll bring up 3rd down and 7. If the Broncs even want to try to get a play off, and I don't think they will. 10 seconds and it continues to run. And that's going to do it. TMP is going to win it by the score of 40-16. TMP will host next week. And I believe they will host, they will host Norton, I believe. But I don't know exactly. Those districts will be finalized tomorrow or Monday on the Acacia website. Or tomorrow, Sunday, or Monday, one of the two. But TMP will finish as the runner-up in this district. I would imagine Cimarron would go ahead and defeat Ellis tonight. But I guess really shouldn't call it until it happens. But our 4th quarter brought to you by the Golden Plains Credit Union. We'll be back with our postgame right after this. Don't go away.
Refinance your auto loan at Golden Plains Credit Union. You could lower your current auto loan rate by 2% with no payments for up to 90 days. Rates can be as low as 3.25% annual percentage rate. This offer applies to loans financed from another lender. Think of all the money you could be saving every month. This is a limited time offer, so stop by and ask about refinancing your auto loan today. Golden Plains Credit Union. Life with a touch of gold. Member NCUA.
Oh, this stupid When it's time to do that welding, don't do it yourself and make a mess out of it. Call Hendricks Professional Welding Service in Lakin. On the farm, on the ranch, or at your place, or at Hendricks Welding 3 miles west of Lakin. Welding done right the professional way. Call Brad Hendricks at Hendricks Welding at 355-6734. That's Hendricks Welding. Don't do it yourself and make a mess. Just call old Brad.
All right, I'm back with you. Just had to get the camera going. Even though there's not a lot to see out there, at least we've got the football field as a background. But always hate looking at a black screen. So, but Javion, they turned the camera off to take the chip out, and don't normally have to do that, but that's all right. Just a minor setback. Wouldn't be my broadcast without a minor setback. Our post-game thoughts and recap brought to you by Hendricks Welding, and a better second half for the Bronx than what they had in the first half for sure. Bronx jumped out to a 7-0 lead off the opening kickoff by Servando Gonzalez. He returned it 95 yards for the score, and Curto with the extra point kick. The Bronx led early 7-0, just 14 seconds into the game. But from there on out to end the half, it was all TMP as they scored 33 unanswered points to take a 33-7 lead into the halftime break. Bronx came out in the second half, forced a TMP turnover on their first possession, and converted that into a 22-yard field goal by Ador Curto, and that made the score 33-10. And then with 2.5 to go in the third quarter, Servando with a 53-yard run. The kick was no good, and the Bronx trailed 33-16 as the Bronx were trying to edge back in it, and trailed it by 17 at that point. And then Shoemaker put it away with a 16-yard run with 10.5 to go in the game, and that made the final 40-16. Bronx in the huddle in the south end zone, and Coach said he'd come up and visit with us here at the end, so we'll stick around a little bit for him, and then we'll wrap it up and get ready to head home. But I can't head home until the birthday boy gets back here, so but I hope Jared had a good time. Like I said, I was able to wing it. I didn't screw it up too awful bad, but able to wing it here tonight without Jared, and we talked about it on the way up. And where it was his birthday, I said, you know what, son, go enjoy your birthday. We'll get through this, and if this was basketball game, I definitely would have had to have a wingman because there's no way I could do this by myself with basketball. But like I said, I stumbled through it, and we got through it. So we'll get set to wrap it up, and then we'll head home and then get ready for Lady Bronx softball, volleyball tomorrow. Lakin hosting the 3A volleyball sub-state, and matches start at 2 o'clock. And we'll be on the air just before 3 o'clock, Lakin's first match against Hugoton. The Lady Bronx, the number 4 seed in the tournament. Hugoton comes in the number 5 seed. And I think the top seed is Goodland. Second seed is Scott City. Third seed is Holcomb. Or Holcomb is the second seed. Scott City is the third, I believe. So, but we'll have all the Lakin Lady Bronx volleyball action for you tomorrow from the Lakin Middle School gym. And like I said, the Lady Bronx on the court at 3 o'clock. Our player of the game tonight brought to you by D-Bach Metals. A big thank you to Dwayne Bachman cutting out the medallions, and he includes a chain with it, and it's what we give out for our player of the game. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them with me, but we'll get one to our player of the game tonight. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be a hard decision for me. I don't know. I saw some good things out of a lot of players, and the players heading over to the track to meet with the fans and family that made the trip to Hayes. And you know what? It used to be where it was like a trip from Lakin to Hayes. You thought, wow, gosh, that's a long way. 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2 hours, 25 minutes, you're here. Gosh, I drive that almost every day to get to my work site sometimes. So, hey, what's another 20 minutes? So, 2 hours, 2.5 hours really is not that big a deal to travel for a football game, especially on a Friday night. Now, if this was a Thursday like the district final used to be, the final district game used to be on a Thursday night. Now that would be tough on a Thursday where you have to go to school the next day or something like that. But where we do it on a Friday night, I don't have an issue with it. I don't see any problem. Then after this, once you get into week 9 and farther in the playoffs, some of those road trips could be 4 or 5 hours. So, but we'll wait and see. The Bronx will be on the road next week at either Hoisington or Beloit. And whoever loses that matchup going on tonight against Hoisington and Beloit will host the Bronx next week. But we'll wait and see how that goes when we see the results. And Coach is still talking to some people down on the sideline. We'll get a chance to visit with him. And it's one of those deals that even if he would call me right now and say, hey, let's just hold off, I would understand. But I always like to finish off the broadcast with an interview. I don't know. I always feel like I'm shortchanging, either myself or shortchanging somebody. But I always like to be able to wrap it up with an interview. Call me crazy, but that's just what I like to do. I just, whether it's a huge win or a crushing loss, whatever. I know it's tough to talk after losses, but I enjoy visiting getting a chance to visit with the coach. So it's always fun, and so we'll wait for him to get up here. I'll burn a little bit of time, but it looks like he found some friends down on the field, so he'll get here eventually. And like I said, maybe I should have just said, hey, we'll wait and talk next week. But like I said, I always just like to talk to the coach. And I'll tell you what we have a chance. We have a lot of great sponsors that make what we do possible. And we've got a laundry list put together by J.D. Ham, our technical support. And believe me, I wouldn't be here without J.D. getting us started 17 years ago. So he went through the effort, and the sponsors go through the effort. We're going to pay it back. We'll be back right after this.
Lakin Sports has been bringing you Lakin High School sports on the internet for many years and is proud of sharing Lakin High School events with you. Without the great support of the businesses that sponsor Lakin Sports, this would have not been possible. A huge thank you goes out to the Lakin Recreation Commission, Pioneer Communications of Southwest Kansas, the Kearney County Community Development, Ralph Goodnight, Hendricks Welding, Brad Hendricks, Lakin Hay and the Lakin Dairy, Fred Ritzema, and the Stampede, along with the Kearney County Bank and the Garden City State Bank, the Agency of Lakin and Garden City, Flashbacks Diner of Lakin, Lakin Drug, Shelter Insurance Gwen Wechter, and the Golden Plains Credit Union. Thank you, sponsors, and thank you for watching and making Lakin Sports such a huge success. LakinSports.com, the home of Lakin High School sports.
Welcome back to Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, LakinSports.com. Brett Hendricks with you. Thanks for joining us once again for Bronx football. Again, they lose it tonight by the score of 40-16. They will finish as the number 3 team in District 7 and finish the regular season with a 5-3 record going into Week 9 next week. Monarchs and their fans still on the field celebrating. Bronx and their fans still over on the track on the opposite side, and they are, holy cow, there's an upset. I just got a text. Ellis beat Cimarron 15-14, and I guess I opened my mouth too soon. And holy cow, that throws a big wrench into everything. So holy cow, that's amazing. So thank you for the update. I kind of stuck my head out the door here and said, hey, did you guys just hear this? Ellis just beat Cimarron. So, you know what? Not everything's so cut and dried now. Ellis with 2 district losses. Lakin with 2 district losses. Cimarron will still win Cimarron. I think Cimarron will still win the district by way of the 1 district loss, and they beat TMP. TMP has the district loss. I'll tell you what, it's confusing now. Ellis just tried to muddy up the whole system here, but wow, 15-14, Ellis with the upset on their home field over the Blue Jays. And wow, Jared and I had talked about it on the way up here that Ellis had been playing good football. They'd shut out Southwestern Heights and Syracuse their last 2 ball games, and Lakin went to Ellis and won that game 22-8 earlier this season. And I told Jared Lakin would be hard pressed because Ellis, after their coaching change the week of the Lakin game, have been playing very good football, and that win over Cimarron proves it definitely. So that's gonna wrap it up. Coach is still down on the field. I sent him a text and said, "Hey, enjoy your friends, enjoy your time. We'll talk next week." So we're gonna call it quits. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on LakinSports.com, Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube, and I want to thank all the great sponsors for all they do for what we get to do on game days. And we appreciate everybody watching, and we appreciate everybody's kind words. And it's a privilege for us to do what we do here on a Friday night. So we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up, and I'll start wrapping up the equipment. I'll wait for my co-pilot, and we will head home. And want to remind everybody tomorrow, Lady Bronx Volleyball on Lakin Bronx Sports YouTube tomorrow at 3 o'clock as the Lady Bronx Open Sub-State play against Hugoton. And we'll be with Lakin as long as they're alive in the Sub-State tournament. So until then, everybody have a great Friday night. And don't forget cross-country at 10 tomorrow at the Lakin Golf Course as well. So everybody have a great Friday night. Enjoy your weekend. Support the Bronx and Lady Bronx tomorrow in cross country and in volleyball. Until then, take care. We'll talk to you soon.